Hey students, Mark Ferrier here, and this video is going to go over the annotated bibliography assignment. So the important thing to note here is this annotated bibliography, which is a fancy way of saying notes for your research articles, notes on your articles you're going to use for your paper. The annotated bibliography is going to help prepare for that upcoming research essay. So for that research essay, I'll let you go there to the research essay and read the instructions, but you're essentially, for this essay, you are going to identify an issue around climate change and environmental protection, consider one of the contexts, and then research an argument that you want to make. Again, if you want details on what to write your essay on, visit the research essay assignment, all right, and that will have its own separate video. But with that understanding now, you're writing a research essay where you have to make an argument that's evidence-based. What you want to do is find at least 6 credible sources, and you're going to write a 150-word annotation for each source. So let's walk through what this means. I'm going to go right to the instructions and requirements. You need to find 6 sources, meaning 6 articles. All right, they are with each of those, you're going to then leave a note or annotation. So what we're talking about here with credible sources is that they are trustworthy and knowledgeable about your topic, and someone random thoughts on the internet is not credible. All right, so just someone posting a YouTube video about finance does not make them credible. You want to make sure that you have a trustworthy source and are looking into where this information is from and can then stand by the validity of the credibility. So of your 6 sources, 3 need to be scholarly. So what we mean here by scholarly sources are those that are from reputable articles that appear in a journal that is peer-reviewed, meaning other specialists have looked at this and they've published it in a journal in their field. So here are some ways where you can find, these are instructions, I'll just walk through them rather than reading them, how you can find, using our EBSCO search, some peer-reviewed journal articles. So let's stick with this idea of finance. Here is the link to the library and research module under content. Let me just quickly click under, if you click under content here, right on our home page, and then we will scroll all the way down here to library and research, and you'll see the link here. You click on that, and that will give you all these lists of sources for how to find, a list of resources for how to find sources and articles. These are all library tutorials. Let me just click on one of them so you can kind of see what they are there, right? How to research PCC library guides, and then this gives you some steps and ideas on how to do that. All right, so let's go back to the library research module here, the library and research module. So the one that is likely really going to help you is that one on how to find articles. All right, so what this will do is when you go to that link, it will give you sort of a little bit of description and walkthrough. I encourage you to read it, but it also brings you right to Academic Search Premier, which is the place to find those peer-reviewed articles that our, go back here, where's the annotated bibliography? There we go. The peer-reviewed, right? This is from our annotated bibliography instructions now. You need to find those 6 credible sources, 3 need to be peer-reviewed. So if you follow those links from the library and research module on how to research and find an article, that will bring you to Academic Search Premier, which now gives you a way to search the best. So let me just generally, obviously we're going to come up and do a more thorough search, but let's say we want to find articles on financial management. Over here on the left side is, you'll see peer-reviewed. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. All right, on the left side is peer-reviewed. Go ahead and check that little peer-reviewed box off. Now, all the articles here that are populated are going to be peer-reviewed. All right, meaning that if you like this article, for example, what did I click on? I don't know. Extent of integration priority interventions into general health systems. This article that you are reading here is peer-reviewed because when you did the filter, you filtered out all the peer review. You can add additional filters here as well that might be helpful for you. All right, so that's how to start with some of the research that you're kind of looking for, and how to find at least 3 peer-reviewed articles. Now, the other 3 sources, they can be other sources that you determine to be, or that you deem as credible. And with that credibility in mind, or that assessment of credibility, you can find other sources that are not from peer-reviewed journals, usually sources that you find online from reputable sources, right? Sources that aren't giving misinformation, or that have somehow validated the information that they're putting out there for you. Now, down here is the process for developing your annotated bibliography. You now found your sources, you found your articles, you've got a list. Now you need to annotate that list, which means leave a note for each article that you found. This is all about choosing sources here. You want to compose an MLA style works cited page. You can click on the MLA review section for how to do MLA. That's a separate video. But for here, what you're going to do is, here's a sample annotated bibliography. This is what your annotated bibliography should look like. It should start with an MLA citation. So cite the source. So this is, I'm going to try and open that up. Let's see if I can still open it. This is a source from Peter Loftus and Jonathan Rockoff. They wrote this article. Let's say I want to use this article on Merck plans a radical overhaul of drug R&D unit. I want to use a quote in here, or this is relevant to my argument. So for the assignment, I'm going to leave the MLA citation information at the top. Then I'm going to leave notes on 3 sections. Those 3 sections are discussed up here. Right? What you're going to do in those 3 sections is, 1, under a label or title summary. Here's the title summary. You are going to summarize the main ideas of the source. What are the main ideas here? Then, under the title of credibility or reliability here, why or how is this source credible? Evaluate the source under the author's credibility, right? And so here you see quality, reliability. Wall Street Journal is trusted. Also, it has been vetted by the Penal Community College Library's database, where I found it. All right, that was found on the library database. That it was one of the articles found here. Okay, now that you have started your quality reliability section, you're going to have a 3rd and final section called relevance, all right, or assessment. So in the relevant and assessment section, you're going to say, how useful is this source to your own specific argument that you're making for this paper? Not why is it a useful source overall, but to your argument. That's really key. So what you need to explain then is, what is your argument, or how does this fit into a part of your argument? All right, how does it relate to what you will argue for? And you'll see here, under relevance, for an example, this one's relevant to the core argument I'm making in the paper about how to understand communication breakdown between R&D and C-suite. And this article is going to help me in my paper provide more insights into what is driving current financial trends. All right, so the key here is my paper, my argument. How does this fit into my paper, my argument? So that's, in a nutshell, what we're doing here. You're writing an annotated bibliography. Here's a sample. This is what it should look like. And you got to do 6 of these. So for each source, you're going to do 1 for one source, leave the MLA citation information, discuss a summary, its reliability, and how it's relevant to your argument. Then your second source, leave the citation information, and so on until you have 6 of these. And this will give you a robust body of research, and now you can use some of the information that you've typed here in your paper also. All right, so this is the sample annotated bibliography example below, and this video has gone over how to write that annotated bibliography. If you have questions about this or anything else, let me know.